laughing.
let's round out this completely bizarre show with Dagger Smash noted, and I've got the Dagger per usual, and my Dagger has to do with the Knicks, believe it or not, and Jeremy Lin and Carmelo Anthony. D'Antoni's offensive system is really kind of one of the best that's ever been created after Duke's coach Mike Krzyzewski saw it in the Olympics. He basically implemented it with Duke, which has allowed their team that does not have top 5 talent to be a top 5 team this year. The ideas about spacing and movement are awesome, and when Melo plays, he just does not fit in there. And it's not, I don't know if this is a condemnation of Melo's style of play, but there's a great stat on ESPN today that since Melo has come back, the Knicks are running their pick and roll 50% less than they used to. No joke, they're not scoring as much either. The pick and roll is what D'Antoni does. It may be that Lin, who I would not argue is a better player than Carmelo, is just a better fit there. And I wonder if the Knicks shouldn't really think about moving him for, if you could move, like if the Knicks could move Howard, Stoudemire and Carmelo for Howard straight up, like they should do it.
Yeah,
and they can play him and Chandler at the same time. What the hell am I talking about?
It doesn't even matter. I just think I don't think that they could ever be able to do that. In fact, I was going to go a different direction for the Smash, but I think I'll just add on to you. I don't want to be this guy who trolls or just complains about how players aren't this or that, but it's been interesting to be sort of a Melo doubter and a Melo denialist. I feel like the consensus is coming more towards that end of the discussion. But I don't understand when people talk about how immensely talented he is. He's so talented. He's an elite talent. He's a top 5. He's fat and shoots a lot. I don't get it. He's a great post player, and he's really good there. If you get him touches in the post, he's going to be very efficient for you. But he doesn't have a lot of lift. He doesn't have explosiveness. He doesn't see the court well. He plays just hideous defense. I don't think he's ever had a positive defensive plus minus since they started keeping track of the stat, because he does things that other NBA players don't do. He'll just forget about his man in transition and stop, and the guy will get an outlet pass and a dunk. And I just, why did they make that trade? It was crazy at the time. I didn't expect them to become worse for it, but man, this Knicks era of impatience, you could see a few different points where if they just stayed patient, they could have gotten a much better outcome. And you know what? If they were more patient, they could be major players in this Dwight Howard scenario. So, Melo, Knicks, feh. That's what I say.
And you're a Knicks fan. All right, good smash. Just, it's a comfortable smash for you. Smashing on Melo.
Well,
Peep and James, get on in here. The Peeper!
Dun, dun, dun.
I noted is a pretty simple one. I want to note that first of all, I don't look like Tim Curry. Yes, I want to note that
you kind of do.
Yeah,
You're hiding with the glasses. Yeah, you
not fair.
I really liked your performance.
I want to note that.
Let's do it. Come on, James.
I can't even get into this.
Yeah, let's do the time warp again. Let's bring it home.
I don't think I look like Tim Curry. My note is about Isaiah Thomas in Sacramento. I just want to note that this should be a bigger story. This is the number 60 pick in the draft, and he's starting and playing super well. And last night he didn't even really have a good game, but he still saved the game for them with that steal at the end there, and it's awesome. And I'm just really enjoying watching that team now when I hated watching them earlier, and that's pretty much just because of him.
Tim Curry.
All right, go Huskies. He is very much unlike Nate Robinson, the other 5'8" guy who's come out of Washington. Isaiah's under control of his emotions.
Well, that's what we love about Nate. I mean, I think, and I wonder if there's value that can be had in the draft from getting short point guards, because nobody wants. I wonder if we almost overrate height. Nobody wanted Ty Lawson, despite him looking like a fantastic prospect. And
you're the one who overrates height. You think everyone in the NBA should be 6'7"? You don't think anyone 5'10"
Wait,
should ever even be in the NBA?
give me the proof. Give me the proof. That's just a crazy accusation. Now I can understand if you're making an
I'll email you the G chat.
Logic and proof, such as James Herbert looks like Tim Curry. That's empirical and studied. But I don't. I mean, I just don't see what you're saying. I just don't think that's.
I actually like this. Basketball tweeted that Herbert doesn't look like Curry so much as he looks like Ken Burns, which is a pretty good call. He's sort of in that Ken Burns, Tim Curry, less death-like Stephen King spectrum of faces. Which, this is what you get this is what James is writing in the staff chat, ready to end it whenever. He does not like this.
Well, I think if James smiled mischievously more, it would bring out the Tim Curry.
There you go. Or just came on singing in drag. I think that's what we need.
Well, that's gonna happen eventually. That's gonna be the show where John and I discuss Madonna, and then we'll have the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that'll be an off-season episode, I think.
All right, well, thanks to Bruce Arthur and John Krolik for coming on. Thanks to all the viewers. Thanks for peeping James for peeping hard and dropping by for the noted Al Harrington. Peace.